All right, what is good, everybody? It's gonna be an NFT podcast regarding the VeeFriends update. Let's get right into it. To be honest, Gary Vee hasn't been too um I guess not open, but he has been talking a lot on Discord the past couple days, past 5 days, past week. He's been very busy with VeeFriends too, and I think it's been confirmed that in September, I'm sorry, not September, but sometime in the spring of 2022, he's going to release VeeFriends. We initially thought back a couple weeks and months ago that VeeFriends 2 is going to be dropped in quarter one, some point in quarter one of 2022, but no, it's going to come out in springtime, right? So that's gonna be very exciting. And he has some alpha on that, or some alpha, like not a lot of alpha, but he's hyping it up, right? And again, if you guys did not know this, in order to get a Befriends 2, you're most likely gonna have to get a Book Games NFT. And if you want a really good Befriends 2, for example, one of the 12 or 15 new characters, I think it's 12, um, you need to have certain amount of book games to burn to get that one character, right? So I assume that's going to be a lot more valuable than the other ones. So getting a new character can be very advantageous and cool to collect. So let's go on the Befriends blog. Almost every week, every couple of days, there is an update on Befriends and book games in general, right? So one of the cool things is that I want to go back to Podcast Panther because that was one thing that I definitely had an eye on during the mint, and I think during the time for the Dutch auction, it was like 20 Ethereum to buy, and there's only five of them, and on last Wednesday, the third Podcast Panther out of the five was recorded. It was this guy named Taylor Morgan. He's an entrepreneur, into health and fitness, and had a talk with Gary Vee. I didn't have the chance to listen to it, but man, this one token has so much utility. And like, here's the thing: like, this person bought the NFT, they're gonna get their money back and some more by if they sell a token, and they get the experience of talking with Gary Vee, having them on the podcast, and asking this guy, Gary Vee, any question that he or she wants for all the podcast Panthers. So that's definitely a once in a lifetime experience. And to have this token, and who knows, like if you keep this token, who knows, like maybe 5 years down the line, it's like, you know what? These Whoever is a token holder of the podcast Panther gets to do another 30-minute, 1 hour podcast with me, right? Who knows? Like he can add more utility to uh these tokens. Like who knows? Like he can add different things. And who like let's take it back for a second. Who would have thought? Because I said this in the other VeeFriends update. Who would have thought that if you own a VeeFriends one, that if you go to VCon, you get an additional NFT. So if you go to all three conferences, right, for 2022, 3 and 4, who would have thought that you would have gotten three additional NFTs? And those NFTs can be worth, I don't know, I'm just making a crazy prediction here, zero point 0.5 to 2 Ethereum. Like that's just absolutely crazy. And hey, like, and there's gonna be more utility. Like this project is not even a year old, and he's gonna be doing a lot of cool things, in my opinion. So yes, the third podcast, Panther, has been recorded. Got to listen to that. If you don't remember, also the Sorcerer Scholarship session number one. These are one of the I think is the rarest, maybe apart from um, Patient Panda, the rarest VFriend that you can have. This was like an actual application process to have the Sorcerer Scholarship. Um, there's only five sorcerers that have been picked and accepted, and the first session just occurred on Tuesday with Gary. So that's really darn cool. And I don't know if the people who've won or got these scholarships are it's public information, but we're gonna know soon, I think. And it's so awesome to have that. Like literally, I think you get to be behind Gary V's sort of world. You get to experience his stuff, and you get like direct access to him. You get maybe I think mentorship. Like, dude, like that is worth like f like f the NFT. Like this experience of learning from the greatest is something else. I'm telling you right now, it's something else. And of course, man, I didn't find a lot of alpha, like personally, on my Discord because again, Gary Vee has been very busy. But A lot of the things here were kind of repeated from the previous week in terms of VeeFriends 2 and some things about Paper Hands Pony. So, again, if you don't have a VeeFriends 1, if you're looking for a VeeFriends 2 in the near future, if you don't have any book games, well, of course, Gary Vee is very generous because he literally gives away VeeFriends 1 every so often, but he's going to give away free book games as well. And these book games can be really awesome. Like, think about it. Like, the floor price right now is like 2.24 Ethereum. It could definitely still go up, but who knows? He can give you a, uh, a Kino Koala, a Paper Hands Pony, um, like a bunch of different cool things on book games because book games has man the game is played forever and we don't know what to really anticipate. There's predictions as what he's going to do, but for the most part we understand. But in terms of the burns and the new events and prizes that he's going to put up, we don't know. It's going to be very cool. And again, this thing is played forever, and whoever has like thousands of books, hundreds of books, man, so many good plays. Like obviously you can sell it and make tons of money, tons of Ethereum, but you can also just keep hodl it and use it to your advantage to get more like better stuff, right? Think about it. So a lot of cool things about it. So yes, in terms of alpha for the Discord highlights, he said the following: yes, book games has the advantages of being a ticket or an opportunity to get a VFriends 2 whitelist, aka friends list spot. Many book games holders will eat up the majority of Series 2. So if you don't own a book games, you could theoretically still get a VFriends 2, but you're most likely not going to get it unless you get it from the marketplace, not from the mint directly. And even if you have a book games, there's no guarantees that you exactly are going to get VFriends 2. And there's rumors, I think I need to look into it deeper, but if you own a VFriends 1, then there might be an advantage, I think, to getting a VFriends 2, but you might have to get book games as well. Not quite sure on that. Don't quote me on that. And he said the following on the 17th of January: VFriends 2 or V2 is going to melt the internet, y'all, for real. So, this is a very interesting topic to talk about because for VFriends 2, we all know that Gary Vee is super focused on VFriends 1, and it's looking like he's putting a lot of attention into book games as well. But he said that VFriends 2 is not going to have like real world utility compared to like VFriends 1 or nothing at all. So what does this mean if you're a VFriends 2 holder if you get it? I mean, of course the collectible can be cool, but apart from that, what can you get from it? Maybe if you're a VFriends 1 and 2 holder, you get a bonus incentive, or if you're a book game slash VFriends 2 holder, you get an extra incentive. Any combination, maybe you get some extra boost. But if you just own a VFriends 2, then what is there? What's the utility? And I think that's something that we're all waiting for. And him saying VFriends 2 is going to melt the internet, I think there's something up with it. It's not just the artwork, right? But I think there's going to be a really cool utility that he's going to um, attach to the NFT itself. Paper Hands Pony, very excited about this because I actually do own one, fortunately, and I love reading this. And for all the Paper Hands Pony holders, shout out to you. He said the following, and he's been saying a lot of things on Paper Hands Pony and Keynote Koala, because those are the specialty uh, book game NFTs that you can find on Token Drove, right? Anyway, he said the following: I can't wait to people, or I think for people to realize what the ponies are. We have no information on what the ponies are, what the keynote koalas are, and also for the tiny org time machine. Even though I'm pretty sure I know what that is, I'm gonna say it again. I think that with the tiny org time machine, you're gonna be able to go back in time and mint his VFriends One collection on his OpenSea, or have access to that somehow and get it for another Dutch auction. So you can mint as many as you want, and we all know that the price of those VFriends One are extremely high, so you're going to be getting them for the cheap, for the low. But for Paper Hands Pony, no idea, absolutely no idea, and I can't wait. The only way I'm going to sell a Paper Hands Pony is if I get the opportunity to use that to buy a VFriends One. But I'm really excited about this prospect. Um, most def. In terms of book games, we're gonna go to the floor prices in VeeFriends 1, but Kino Koalas have been selling like paper like hotcakes. Tiny Machine, Tiny Org. I think I said it backwards, but two of them have been sold for 63 Ethereum. And I think in one of the uh, Discord messages, Gary actually said that, look, that's a huge mistake. I mean, 63 Ethereum is a massive amount of money. Like, let's be real here. But he genuinely said this was a massive mistake for whoever sold, the Tiny Machine Tiny Org or Time Machine Tiny Org. My gosh, I can't wait to see like what the reveal is for all these specialties. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. So we see a Keynote Koala 2025 sold for almost 19.9 Ethereum. One sold for 14.9 Ethereum, 10.5 and 10.3 Ethereum. That's those are crazy numbers. Like these are numbers that you see for VeeFriends 1, right? So this is going to continue. Let's continue on with book games, and then we'll go to VeeFriends 1. So book games, a total supply of 122,907 book games. I think there's supposed to be 125,000, but maybe people didn't claim them. I should know. Let's back that up. And people haven't claimed them, I think. But guess what? 2,093 tokens have been burned. Of course, the total supply can diminish over time, which will happen. Tokens for sale only 11.7 thousand. So again, a lot of people are hodling it. And again, people who have thousands, hundreds of NFTs of these book games have a huge, huge advantage and major decisions to make. If you go on the vfriends.com/bookgames.com or book games, you can see all this information to burn stats. And there's definitely a strategy behind this, I think. If you do your numbers, if you look at the frames, the backgrounds, you can definitely do some digging because there's one person who bought the fur frames. He bought like it was a pig as the character. The frame was a fur, and then the actual uh so yeah, the burnt frames, the frames were fur. The spectaculars were, I think it was bubblegum or gold. And then they're all pigs. I think it was Patient Pig. Let me confirm that with you in a sec. Was it Patient helps you get? No, no. I forgot what it was exactly, but someone actually has like 7, 10 of these. And Gary Vee's like, yo, who did this? Because that might be a major play. Again, supply and demand. If you need a special token to get this one burnt token or with one asset, and you need that one, he's controlling that game. Again, with the analogy of Catan, if you want to make a road, if you want to make a house, you need resources. And people can trade with you to get those resources. But if you're not going to trade, then you can value that as you like. Anyways, VeeFriends 1, floor price 11.5 Ethereum. That's a lot, but guess what? The price of Ethereum is going down. So if you want to buy one right now, you can get it for, let's see, the Serious Sperm Whale. You can get it for $26.8 thousand, 11.5 Ethereum. Last week, literally last week, the floor price was like 35,000, 36, $7,000. Now, two Serious Sperm Whales as the floor price. This is looking very, very attractive. The floor price hasn't changed, but in terms of the USD to Ethereum conversion has. So it's cheaper to buy these. So it's a fire sale, it's a garage sale. If you have the funds, if you have the ambition to get one of these, now is the best time to get it, I think, in my opinion. So that pretty much concludes the VeeFriends update. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and until next time. But if there's ever a time to buy something that will, I think, create a lot of utility, a lot of brand, and increase in value, this will be one of the best times, I think, in NFT Ethereum history to get in because, man, I remember looking at VeeFriends and the floor price was like $35,000, $40,000. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get this. But looking at this is like, oh gosh, like there is a possibility maybe if it stays like that over some period of time. But there's always ifs and buts, right? But it's crazy, like, and this gives us a really strong perspective on NFTs because we think that everything's gonna go up forever, but it's really not. Like once Ethereum goes down, and here's a catalyst. NFTs obviously go up and down. Cryptocurrency goes up and down, very volatile. And whenever Ethereum goes down, I think we see the NFTs kind of correlates. It's literally directly linked to the price of Ethereum. So people are going to start selling. You're going to be panicking because I think that since Ethereum is a lot more liquid than NFTs, then they're going to be panic selling the NFTs and try to liquidate it as fast as possible, and it might take some time. And this is where any ambitious person comes in and sweeps the floor and get as many NFTs as they want or as they can. And I'm telling you right now, if anyone's sweeping the VeeFriends NFTs right now, is making a really good move because this is so undervalued. I think $26,800 for a core is so undervalued considering the fact that it was at 40,000, 35,000 floor price a couple of weeks ago. So this is going to be very exciting. Now, Fancy Bear, I never really covered this, but I just want to cover this for a second because of how interesting the price action was. And I've been keeping an eye on it in terms of the floor price. I literally remember seeing this at like 2 Ethereum, and then it jumped to 5 Ethereum, then to 7 Ethereum floor price. I might have experienced that same thing with the Alien Friends where it was so much hype. It was building so much hype, and eventually there was too much hype, and this went down because there are so many other projects kind of getting in front of the noise and popularity, if you want to call it that, right? Or maybe just because the price of Ethereum went down. And take a look at this activity chart right here in the last 90 days. So, in the 2nd of January, the average price was 0.62 Ethereum. And then on the 5th, and so on and so and to the 8th, it just went parabolic, where the average price of a Fancy Bear was 7.39 Ethereum, had a little dip, then went back up to 7.87 Ethereum, and then from there on out, continued to decline to 4 Ethereum, to 3, then to 2. Now it's probably consolidating uh, at 2 Ethereum, 2.5 Ethereum, but that's kind of scary. I think if you sold at this price, then that would have been golden. Crypto skulls. Okay, this is a very interesting one. I've never seen something grow this fast in terms of the NFT space. Like this was super high, like hyperbolic, from going to 0.05 Ethereum up to 3.4 Ethereum, dipping down and going back up to 3.46 Ethereum, and then dropping. I think every NFT is essentially dropping because of the price of Ethereum. People are panicking. Dead Fellas is a very interesting one because I think, if I'm correct, this one is actually increasing in terms of the price. So while VeeFriends, while Alien Friends, Fancy Bear, Cool Cats, while their average prices are going down, Dead Fellas is actually going up. Why is that? I really don't know. I need to dig in. Um, that can be a very interesting thing to look into. So the question is, why are all these other projects, why are their average prices going down where Dead Fellas is going up? And if you are genuinely interested in making your own NFT project or just interested in doing your own research, then this will be a good case study to look into because it can give you a good indication in future circumstances where, hey, if this brand, if this project does this, and that, like Deadfellas did, then it could see a surge in the average price. Again, we don't know. We can never forecast what's going to happen in the next day or so, in the next week. But this is very intriguing where the floor price and the average price of Deadfellas has been going up where everyone else's average price and floor price has been going down. What are they doing different? What's going on? Very, very interesting stuff. But anyway, if you want to buy Deadfellas, if you want to buy one right now, with the floor price at 3.3 Ethereum, it's $7,700. Again, everything is it's a garage sale, and you can get in on this action. Alien Friends, 2.3 Ethereum. What does that mean? What does that equate to? I remember this was sky high. There's so much clout, so much things going on. I do believe in this project. I kid you not. Uh, Floor price $5,300, which equates to 2.3 Ethereum. Let's see if it's kind of following the same trend as Deadfellas. I don't think so, if I remember correctly. Okay, so it has been going down, but in terms of the Ethereum price. On the 19th, it's been kind of stagnant between 2.4, 2.35 as the average price, and is looking like it's going up a little bit, a little bit. Uh, that might consolidate, that might go up parabolic. We just don't know. I just think, from what I'm seeing from the other projects, that it's going to continue to either stay at 2 Ethereum, 2.2 Ethereum, or just get lower. Um, but hey, uh, I think this is one of the few projects that you get a lot of activity in terms of buyers and sellers. Um, that's what they have like a lot of volume traded, and they are a top 100 project in a matter of like a month and a half, which is absolutely crazy. This is definitely one to keep an eye on in the near term. But yeah, everyone, if you want to get into the NFT space right now and you have like spare money, or if you shaved off some profits early on, then this can be a great buying opportunity, I think. And who knows, the Ethereum price can get lower. No one can predict that, let's be honest. At least not certainly or 100%. But wow, this is some really cool stuff, a great opportunity. And for anyone who's panic selling, I don't know if that's the move, but if you need the liquidity, then sure, but you're selling at the worst time. So, anyone who's ambitious, has the funds, it might be very fun for you to invest in these projects or take a look at it, right? Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Really do appreciate your time. And until next time, see ya.